And now, it's time for Healing from Within with your host, Tony Valen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Tony Valen, and this is Healing from Within. This is a show about interviewing people with special talents and special gifts and how they can use these talents and gifts for helping you. Being that this is my first show, I will have my first guest, and so let's get into it. My first guest is going to be Psychic Ben out of Tampa, Florida. Are you there, Ben?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Ben. How are you?
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Great.
I can hear you.
Ben, thank you so much for joining me on the show. So the first question I want to ask you, and just to introduce you to everyone, where are you originally from, and where were you raised?
Yes, I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. I was born and raised here, and I travel about between Tampa and St. Pete, but yeah, I've been here for 34 years.
Oh, awesome. So. Great. So what exactly are your talents? What exactly is it that you do?
It's called, I guess the best word is channeling. I can channel the other side. I don't need stones or tarot cards. I just tune in with my, how to explain it, but you just, I guess with my mind and my, I use energy to tune into the other side, and I can start reading people, and I receive messages.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. So your gifts are just you're psychic, and when you tune in and listen to people, are you listening to people that have passed on, like a medium, or are you actually getting messages about the future, or be a little more detailed about what is it that you hear or see?
Yes, it's from spirit, mostly from guides. My spirit guide, I call her Gabrielle. I have 3 guides, and they all speak through one guide, and that's Gabrielle. And they speak through energy. Energy turns into sound, and so they whisper in my ear, and then I tell I just repeat what they're telling me, basically. I do speak. Yeah, and I can't speak to the dead. I have done it. Those, well, as you call it, people have passed on to the other side. I haven't done a lot of that, but I can do that. Also.
Oh, got it. So when you hear this, it's actual sound that you're hearing. You're hearing like whispers in your ear.
Yes, it's like an energy. It's like a real. Like when it gets intense. Sometimes it's when they really want the message out. Yeah, it's like them talking in my ear, basically. And sometimes it's pretty intense. It's like they're standing, like they're like standing to the right of me, just telling me. And it goes to the person that needs the information. So that's how it works.
So when the first time you heard this voice and you heard these messages, did it freak you out, or what did you think? Because I would think that if that happened to me, I would think I was hearing voices and I needed medication or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm like 30. Yeah, it all came about when I was 31, and I've always been, I've been getting like what you call it, psychic touches or touches from the other side. You would get hit in the hand. It's kind of, you feel energy that hits your hand or your leg, and your leg moves. You think it's like a bug biting you, but it's not. It's energy, and I've always had that my whole life. So I already knew there was an other side because they're always messing with me. Let's put it that way. But when my power came on, I did meditation with a hypnotist, and everything just started. Everything opened up. I started doing readings without cards, and it was pretty freaky, but it's like I didn't see this coming. Let's put it that way. I never knew I was psychic until I was 31.
Oh, really? And it just happened from one day to the next? You said it started with a meditation?
Yes, it was meditate. Yes, I went to a hypnotist for negativity and a past life regression to help me get rid of negativity. And as we did, and I did meditations at home, and then all of a sudden, I'm feeling things more from people, and then all of a sudden I'm able to do readings. I read the way it did the meditation. The hypnotist, I was able to read her, so just everything turned on.
Awesome. So the gift that you got, because I'm guessing it switched you on when you went into hypnosis, or you were hypnotized, and now that you're able to do this, and you hear voices from the other side, and you're able to do readings, do you educate yourself, or what type of training are you taking for this, or you're not?
Well, right now I am taking classes, learning about playing cards, read with playing cards. That seems to be going too well. Dominoes, that one I'm still, I guess it all depends on how I feel. But reading with dominoes, but I prefer reading without any just from my guides. But eventually I think tools will help over time. But right now I'm still getting used to this. So, but yeah, I'm always trying to learn something new. That's for sure.
Right. But you do prefer to work without the tools.
What
gave you the courage?
Go ahead.
What gave you the courage to move forward with this and to go public with this and to help people? What actually made you decide that you were going to go ahead and do this and develop it?
Oh yes. Well, at 31, when everything came about, and it didn't seem like I had the right teacher at the time, I felt some jealousy from the hypnotist, like, okay, this isn't going well. I went to a metaphysical church, and they wanted money for, to go through college and get a degree. It's like, I don't really need a degree. I'd like to learn more of this. But they want to go through all these loops, and it didn't seem like I was in the right place. So even the hypnotist said that her guide said that it's going to take me some. They didn't go into detail. They said things aren't going to happen yet for you anyway. They weren't really clear on what it was. As for my power or something at work, they weren't saying like when my time was going to come. So basically for 4 years I'm just wandering around, doing computer stuff, working at work, and, not really doing my psychic power. Then this year around January I just got this heavy feeling just to pursue it, pursue my psychic power. Just to do it. I guess this is the spiritual year, 2014. All the numbers add up to 7. So I just looking around. Yeah. So, and they said go for it and do this professionally. That's what they were telling me. So
and when you found your teacher that's teaching you now, what drew you to this teacher? What made you feel that this was the person that was going to teach you and lead you the right way?
That's true. Well, I wasn't really sure. I went on Meetup and just looked on Meetup and Meetup.com and just went with my feeling what was the right place. I just took a chance with a class, and I got visited by a ghost. I would say a dark spirit. I'm not sure if it's a ghost or I think it was if it was a ghost, or it was very negative, and it was pretty angry at me for wanting to go to this class. That found a Meetup. I haven't gone to it yet, so I figured that's a sign that I'm going in the right direction. And then when I got to the class, it felt like that was the right place for me.
Right. And why would this ghost be upset with you? Because you were going to go to this specific class. Why do you think?
It was spirit, probably a dark entity, to put it that way. Because it didn't want me to pursue my power, basically. It just wanted me to, just keep wandering around. It didn't want me to mess. Well, the voice said from the spirits, don't go around messing with people's lives. That's what it said. It was a negative entity that was saying that. So it's like when I had that, it's like, oh yeah, this is probably right then. So
really,
teacher. When I met the teacher, I felt like this is where I belong. So interesting.
Yeah. Which brings me to the next question I had for you. When you do see spirits and you talk to spirits, how do you know that this spirit is a good spirit and they're taking you to a place of light, and it's not, some type of demon or some type of dark entity? Because I know that I have friends and people that are very religious, and I'm hesitant to tell them about what I do because I also am very sensitive, and I'm an empath, so I feel a lot of stuff. But I've also been able to see auras all my life. I'm able to see the energy field around people, and I get feelings and I get messages. And through the years, I've also been studying and learning a lot about this. And the one thing that I have learned through the years, is that you really are not supposed to invade someone's space unless you ask permission. And sometimes you can't help it, and you look into their energy or their space. But the deal is do you approach them and tell them what you know or what you feel? I don't. I ask for permission. But back to my question, when you see a spirit, how do you know that it's coming from a place of goodness and light and not dark? What's the difference to you?
Well, what I do is before I do a reading, I ground myself. I protect myself with white light. I do like light around all my chakras, all the chakras around myself, and that's when I sense spirit around me. I sense the spirit to the right, and it's always light. It's always in light. It's never in dark. Of course, I have experienced that, but this is always in light. But for dark, I have that experience with that. It's always negative and gray. The spirits. If it is a negative being, it's always gray. You can always feel if you feel like it's like someone that drinks a lot, and just in a depressive state. That's pretty much the guy. That's what the spirit feels like. Sort of just surrounded with negativity. So that's how I can tell. But I haven't had that recent, at all. But usually when I do readings, it's always in the light. But yeah, I do feel them cross by, but they're always, trying to take you down. But I don't get that much anymore of that. But if you do feel it, they kind of pass by. They don't stick with you and start feeding you information. I haven't had that.
Right. So whenever you get the feeling of something dark, you also see, instead of seeing light in your mind's eye, you start seeing gray. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you feel it, and with the gray or darkness, I visualize the light on top of that. If I see it, visualize the light, and it usually goes away. That's another way.
Oh.
If I do see it, I visualize light onto that entity, and that usually either pushes them away or makes them disappear. It's one of the two. So
when you give people messages,
when
you give people messages, is it about future events, or is it something that in the past, when you do get a vision or a message for someone, how do you know if it's from the past or it's in the future or it's something going on right now? How can you tell, or can you tell?
It's kind of interesting. Well, you always have that feeling of where it's they kind of just. It's kind of interesting because they feed it to you. You already know if it's happened or it's going to happen. It comes with the message. It's like it's your kids and they're drinking a lot. It's happening now. It's that person. They're a person's kid is having issues. It's happening now. So the message comes with a knowing. That's the way they don't tell you. This is going to happen in the future, and then here it is. Usually the message comes with a feeling of when that time period is. Or they just
or sometimes
they just say, this is going to happen in May. Sometimes they do that.
Oh, I see. So they give you like a month. And when you see it, when you're getting this message, is it something that you see the word, or you see a number, or what specifically do you get that you know for sure without a doubt that that's going to be when it happens?
Well, they just talk to me. Spirit just talks to me. Sometimes I see images, but usually they're just talking to me, like they're standing right next, and they are standing right next to me, and they're just telling me the information, and I tell the person that needs the message. Sometimes I see images like the best example was I can't forget that. The Olympic, I haven't had images in a long time when I do readings. Usually they just tell me verbally. They just tell me through energy. But I saw the Olympic athlete running and jumping. You know, that this person's going to go through a lot of hurdles for their business, but it'll work out in the end, you know. So that was kind of interesting imagery. That was the most interesting one I've ever had. I haven't had one in a long time for imagery. Usually they just tell me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you already told me that you don't like to use tools, but right now, since you're going through your training and you're using all these tools, none of them seem to resonate with you. I mean, it doesn't seem like you want to use any of them. Is that true, or do you feel something towards one of the tools?
This time I feel just without any tools, I feel comfortable with that right now. If I meet somebody where it feels like they need to see it, then tools would work. Tarot cards, I haven't gotten into tarot cards yet, but maybe over time. A lot of people say those are too powerful, so playing cards are more interesting. But I mean, everybody's different, but for right now, I feel better without the tool. I feel more comfortable without it. Without the tools, I'm more sure of what I'm getting, the message I'm getting. With the tools, I am sure, but I'd rather not have them at this point.
Got it.
Maybe in the future.
So you're more in tune by yourself without the tools.
Yeah.
Got it. Do you believe in God or a supreme being? Do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in I believe in all kinds of gods. There's a whole nest of them in the universe. There's probably millions of, like a species of gods. Like there's a species of man. There's I think there's several gods, male and female. The mother god and the mother god. So father god and mother god. So yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, as far as in the traditional way that everyone believes, Christianity. Do you believe in that God or Jesus?
Yes, I do believe in Jesus. But I believe in all the religions. I mean, Buddha. I mean, I don't have anything against any of them. I'm not big on religion, but I believe all those. All of them have a place. All the religions have their own place. Not their negativity, but their positive areas. Christianity, I believe all of that has their place. And if it works for you, that's fine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way I feel about religion. I think everyone finds their own path and their own beliefs, but nothing against anyone. But I have never really felt a connection with the regular religion, all the religions out there, because somehow or the other, I somehow feel like they promote hatred. And I know they all say that they want to help everyone and blah blah blah, but the truth is that every time I've run across someone who says they're truly Christian, to me they seem to be very judgmental, and I have yet to meet someone that is truly walking in the light and truly knows what God is about. And to me, God is all unconditional love, and I feel like we're on this earth to learn unconditional love so we can get closer to God. And I think that I also believe in multiple lifetimes. I feel like every time we come into this world, it's for a new life lesson. When we come here, we come to learn something, but the bottom line is that we all come here to learn unconditional love. Do you feel that way, or what do you think of what I just said?
Yes, I believe in that. Yeah, I'm not into religion, metaphysical sciences. I believe in that, but I mean, I'm not into religion. I believe in just keep your spirit with God, Jesus, whoever. For me, it's just because religion brings in negativity. There's a side of it that's negative, and I don't care much for it. So that's not for me. But I think it's if it feels right for you, I think that's the way to go. But
yeah.
But I don't have anything against any of them. But I believe in
and also.
I believe life's a test, and this is a university. We're here to learn. So.
Right. That's the way I feel. Exactly. I feel like we're here to learn, and this is a school for our souls, and life is just a lesson, an education that we're going along the way. What about? I know we talked about bad spirits, and sometimes you see them or feel them, but thinking of the ultimate bad spirit, do you believe in the devil?
Not really. I believe there's an evil here on Earth. I mean, this is the dark entities. I believe in dark entities like parasite, soul, like spirits. They're just full of negativity, and this is their world, and we're here as light spirits. We're here to experience. Come down here to learn, because you can't learn in what everything's like in heaven. Everything's positive. Everything's perfect. You can't learn there. You have to come down to where the negative is to, be tested. So this is their world. So this is hell. And a devil, I didn't think so. There might be one. I don't think maybe this world is the devil. I don't know. I've heard different stories about the devil. I mean, it might be just the dark entities are a devil altogether. Maybe that's how it works. But either way, maybe that's it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I feel the same way about the devil. I really don't think the devil is a specific one mastermind person that comes into the world as a bad spirit and is the one leading everything. I think there's just a lot of evil in different forms and whatever. And I don't know if you've ever experienced it, Ben, but there are some houses that I'll walk into, and not only can I feel the energy, but I can also feel the energy and hear it. And I don't know how your experiences are, but as far as me with my sensitivity is when I hear something evil or I know there's something evil in the house, there's always some type of sound. Just like when you said the spirits whisper in your ear, it seems like my hearing gets super hypersensitive, and I hear things like there was this one time I walked into his house and I felt an evil presence in it immediately, and I knew the house, something was wrong with that house, and as I was walking down the hallway, I got a really, really bad feeling. I mean, I felt like I was going to throw up when I got near this bedroom, and I knew that I didn't want to walk in there. And the thing that's worse is I didn't walk in that bedroom. I did look into the bedroom, and as I'm looking in the bedroom, I began to hear like I don't know how to describe it, like a grocery bag that's crinkling. Whenever you grab a grocery bag and you're just wadding it up in your hands and you hear that crinkling sound, that's what I was hearing, and that told me right away that something very evil was in that house, and I needed to get away from there. So I told that person that I'm sorry I couldn't go any further into the house, and later on they admitted to me that the reason they had invited me into the house is because they had heard that I was able to pick up on stuff like that, and they just wanted to make sure, and I sure as heck validated the fact that something was in their house and I couldn't stay there. So I don't know if these people ever got rid of the entity or whatever, but the lady did admit to me that her kids had been playing with a Ouija board, and ever since then the house had changed, and it was dark. It's a hard feeling to describe, but she was thankful that I found it. I don't know whatever happened to her because I never went back to the house. It doesn't, just because I hear them and feel them doesn't mean I want to be around them. And I'm sure you feel the same way, right? Or how do you feel about that?
Yes, I've had them visit me at my house. But yes, I felt that. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, like with the light, and you're learning your psychic gifts, if you feel something like that, just get away from it. That's the best way. If you're not educated yet on how to deal with it, just get away from it, because it will attach itself to you somehow.
No, absolutely. I know.
And you won't know it.
That's what saved me, because I know how to protect myself, so I did protect myself. But at the same time, you still don't want to deal with it because you never know what they are or what they're up to.
That's true. Even when they've had masters. I guess there's a master in psychic, like a master. I don't know what the title is, but people have been psychics for years. They're in their 50s or 60s. Have been psychics all their lives. and they deal with dark entities, and they can't always protect themselves. And I've heard of stories of entities grabbing onto them. That's pretty
Wow.
scary stuff. The stuff you see in the movies, it really is a lot like that. So.
Absolutely. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Ben, we're actually running a little short on time, and because we're only doing a quick show today. And I just wanted to get to the point here. If people want to get help from you and get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
Yes, type in or do a search for magicdoor.org. It's magicdoor.org.
Got it. And is that your website?
Yeah, it's my website. Yeah, it's because I have magic power. That's why I call it magic. But anyway, yeah, just go there and you can schedule a reading, and that's how you can contact me.
Got it. Now you have a contact page on that website, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Got it.
They can
right.
Yeah,
And for anyone that would like to, for a reading.
Yeah, they can contact me for a reading through that.
Awesome. And if anyone wants to get any information on me or contact me, you can contact me through www.tonyvalen.com. That's TONY, V as in Victor, ALEN.com, tonyvalen.com. I do have a contact me page there. It'll go to my email, or you can email me directly at Tony at tonyvalen.com. So, like I said, if you want to get a hold of Ben, you can contact www.magicdoor.org. You can get a hold of Ben. And then if you want to get a hold of me, you can contact me through tonyvalen.com. Anyway, Ben, thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate the time you spent with me and telling everyone about you. And thank you, everyone, and please continue to listen to us because we have a lot more to bring in the future. Thank you, and have a great week.